Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jerry once again here at Hilltop Firearms Training Center, Dover, Tennessee. Thanks for watching. I'm joined by Nathan. Nathan just came aboard as one of our new instructors, and it's been really nice working with him because for having somebody to bring something new to the table, he's working on a lot of new courses for us, especially for 2016. He just introduced me to something just a few days ago, and I kind of wanted to share it with you because I'm really impressed with this thing. What are we doing here?
It's accomplishing the 50-meter zero at 10 yards. And this is not anything I came up with. And first, I'd like to thank Frank Proctor for actually putting it out on his YouTube and from Way of the Gun. And it's something that I definitely have used since then. The 50-meter zero to me is a much more level and flat zero, if you will. From danger close out to 200 meters, you get a lot less variations in your flight path and trajectory of your round. It's not that the bullet's traveling different, it's that your zero's accounting for it better. I'm not taking anything away from the 25 to 300 meter zero that our military uses. I'm not taking away anybody's 100-yard zero that they've got on BDC reticles that they're really effective with. But for me, I think the 50-meter zero is great. The only problem with the 50-meter zero that a lot of us will come up with is if you're not using magnification and you're not using a spotting scope, it makes your zeroing process a lot more difficult. Doing it at 10 yards, you're able to absolutely see what you're doing right from your shooting position. You don't have to hardly make any movements from that position at all.
I think that was one of the biggest things that really kind of stood out to me, is because when I was doing it, I'm like, bang. And
yes.
I can look and I'm like, oh, there it is. It's really cool because, like he said, a lot of guys are running non-magnified optics such as EOTech or aim points or Trijicon, whatever it is. Well, if you don't have a spotting scope, you got some work cut out for you. You're going to be going back and forth because at 50 yards it's pretty hard to see. But now, one of the things that really kind of stands out for me was the simplicity. I was zeroed within like 5 or 6 rounds. And we're going to demonstrate this here in just a minute, but basically let's talk a little bit about the offset.
Well, what it's going to be is the 1.9, and I'm going to demonstrate in a little bit what that actually is going to look like, but the 1.9 is the 1.9 inches from the point of aim to where your reticle is going to be focused on to point of impact where your rounds are actually going to be grouping, which is about 1.9 inches below your reticle. And that is in relation to where your reticle is in relation to where your muzzle is, so that way you understand it's about 1.9 to 2 inches below that.
Because we just taught the one of our carbine classes, and that was it really shows up in close quarter distances. If you need to make a precise hit, you may say you need to put it somewhere in the ocular cavity. Well, you're hitting dude in the teeth. And you need to know where that bullet placement is, so that sight offset is critical. And I guess the same basic thing is applying to this very theory.
Absolutely, it does, yeah.
Let's change around. We're going to go down here, downrange, take a look at the targets he's actually got set up. All right, so you just basically took a piece of copy paper.
Right, and a Sharpie.
These are free ladybugs. So explain what we got going on here.
Well, the top dot is 1.9 inches above the smaller dot.
Okay.
The top dot serves as your reference point for your point of aim. That's where you're going to want to center your reticle. And the dot 1.9 inches lower than that, your smaller dot, is where your rounds will actually impact, because that's in relation to your muzzle.
Now, you showed me something the other day with your finger, and that was kind of cool, with the measure, as a rudimentary way to measure.
Absolutely, and Frank Proctor's brought that up. If you can look, you can see that you're about 1.9 to 2 inches is the average length between your second knuckle and the top of your finger on your index finger for most people. And that way, they give you an idea, a rough estimate, that you're within 2 inches.
That's
where you want to
fantastic. We're 10 yards. So you are going to, basically, so you're going to aim here.
I'm going to aim here, my rounds will impact here.
And then make adjustments as you go.
Make adjustments as I go without having to leave my bench. Now, I recommend that though we can do a prone zero and using your magazine as a monopod,
right?
If you have access to a bench, the more stable you can get yourself for your zero, the better your zero is going to be.
Okay, so we're going to bench it, move back there, get it on paper.
Awesome.
Right. All right, let's do that. Okay.
So what I've done is made my confirmation from a bench. You want to make yourself as stable as you possibly can while you're making your zero. And I used 5-round shot groups into each one of my point of aim, point of impact targets that I'd set up. And just want to make sure that my rounds are impacting in it and touching each other to know that I'm right where I should be to make this effective for 50 meters out to 200.
And you could do this visually from the bench. You didn't have to have a spotting scope or anything.
No.
Just kind of see where you are, make the adjustments.
Make adjustments on the fly. Yeah, if you have to, and you don't have to keep constantly getting up, breaking your shooting position, and all of that.
Let's go out and run this on some steel.
Right on.
Alright guys, so what we've done is we've moved up to the newest range. We've got various targets at various distances. You just used a rangefinder on it, kind of
Right.
get an idea. We go out almost, what, close to 200 yards?
Oh, I have right there, right on it.
So basically what we're going to have him do is now basically confirm on steel. Hopefully the camera will pick it up, but I believe when he makes a solid hit, you're going to definitely hear it. And let's all right, so you made 6 solid hits, but I noticed you started out with irons, didn't you?
Right.
Then you turned it on, you had your dot, and finished up with a magnifier. Who and what are you running here?
This is Vortex, the Spark 2, and the
Okay.
Vortex 3-power magnification. It flips over, so that way, if I'm in a CQB environment, if I'm in any sort of house or urban structure where I know I'm going to be dealing with close proximity and I don't want parallax, I don't have to have it, it's out of the way.
Right.
But if I'm going to be engaging targets beyond 100 yards, when things start to get a little bit more, but they start to lose their clarity, then having magnification really does help.
And you went ahead and made sure everything.
I wanted a continuity in all of my zeros to make sure that I don't have to change holds and I don't have to worry about rapid range estimation. My point of aim could be my point of impact within a plus or minus margin of about 2 inches with the 50 to 200 yard zero.
I like it. I like it. Seemed to work really well. Like I said, this guy's bringing up a lot of new stuff. Hopefully, we will see you soon on the range. Thanks for watching, guys.